And it already begins with the giggles.
Hi. Marisa, but I cleverly distracted Marisa with wine.
Oh, right. Wine. Yes, wine. Of course.
We're doing so great.
But I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, she's here. She's here. Hi, you're here. We're here. I'm here.
Yes.
You guys, welcome to Feral Ladies Live. I
Yes.
think this is the first time we've ever done this live, isn't it?
There's my Trisha.
Hi, Trish.
Hey, Trish. How are you? I'm so glad you're here. We're probably going to talk about you a lot.
We love her. Love her a lot.
Yeah, we love her. So, yeah, if you're here, give us a comment and let us know that you're here. Let us know you can hear us, and let us know also if you are also having a beverage, what beverage you have. Hello, producer Jeremy.
Hi, Charlie.
Hi, Charlie.
I opened it with
I am very boringly drinking water because I am thirsty AF and also dehydrated.
Now we're both have wine.
Girl, so dehydrated. We didn't drink all weekend. So
Seriously,
here
this
we
is.
are.
I mean, we did though. We killed an entire case of water.
Okay, yes.
We drank lots of water,
So
and
much
now
water.
we also have
Here we are.
beverages.
I'm just gonna stand. I hate this.
Yeah.
In the kitchen.
Hi, welcome again to Feral Ladies Live. All right, so here's what we're doing tonight. It's a little bit different for a live stream, but we're so glad that you're here to join us. Hi, Jeff. Hello. Oh, I'm glad I assume you're
You're loving
enjoying
it.
I hope you're enjoying the Queen's Fixer.
Fuck yes, Trisha.
Trisha's drinking one of the sparkling ice drinks that we had at Boskone. So that's what we're here to talk about. You guys, we just spent the entire weekend at Boskone, and we're going to talk about what exactly entire means because it was a little longer than we had planned.
Yeah, a little punchy. It's fine.
Yeah, we're still way punchy, but you guys get the benefit of that because we decided that instead of doing like the traditional blog post or email blast or anything like that, it would be fun to do a live stream of kind of our sort of after action thoughts for Boskone.
Yes.
So once again, I'm your hostess, Kacey Ezell. If you didn't know that, then congratulations for not noticing like the name of the channel or any of that stuff.
Yeah, way to find it.
I'm super glad you're here. As again, you no doubt know, I write emotionally charged adventure, fantasy, and science fiction, which is why I spent the weekend at a science fiction and fantasy convention. So, and I was joined by my sisters in crime who are over here on the screen.
Here.
Yeah, it's mirrored on StreamYard, and along with some other super cool people. So you guys, quick introduction in case the watchers, the audience does not know who you are and has been living under a rock.
I'm Marisa Wolf. I am the definition of the meme of if we not in a laughing situation, why are you looking at me? And we can't. We are that meme. I'm really trying to figure out how to like straddle my stool on this picture, on this thing. I'm like Will Rikering it, you guys. It's fine.
We brought Kacey.
I literally just took a drink. Like you almost got that sprayed all over the webcam.
I love you so much, and you're all welcome, Smash. I am a science fiction author and fantasy author. I write stories that end in hope, no matter how dire the circumstances may look along the way.
Charlie says, "Don't get bucked off."
But it's very unstable. It's a stool from our RV. I cannot promise anything.
All right, Melissa, who are you?
I am Melissa
How
Olthoff.
are you?
I write sci-fi and fantasy, and I no longer sneak in romance. It's just there, and you're welcome because I write what I love to read.
That's right. She just throws it right on out there. Hey, Leah, what's going on? So glad you could make it, dude. I wish you could have joined us this weekend. You would have. I think you would have had a good time at Boskone for sure. All right, so let's talk about Boskone. Boskone, in case you were unfamiliar, is a long-running science fiction and fantasy convention put on by an organization called NESFA, which is like Northeast Science Fiction Fantasy Alliance, I think. But it's the fan organization here, and as I said, Boskone's pretty long-running. It's got a pretty storied history. Like back in the day, last year was the first year I went, and before I went, I kind of like did a little internet. Not a deep dive, like a medium dive, right, on Boskone. And I guess back in the like 70s and 80s, it was like huge, like Dragon Con huge, or early Dragon Con huge.
Dang,
That's
yeah,
pretty big.
yeah.
And to the point where they got kicked out of a hotel one year because there were too many people doing like shenanigan things and hotel alarms going off. Like literally, if you Google Boskone from hell, you'll get like the after action report from one of the committee members, and it sounds like a wild weekend. So
we'll do that directly after this, you guys.
People had
yeah, that was not this. This is like the
mature version.
after that, Boskone, like, you know, simmered way down, and almost like I think it almost didn't happen for a couple of years because they did get in so much trouble from that. But it has built back up, and it's now a, you know, kind of a staple of the Northeast convention circuit. So we went this year, and we stayed in a room with Trisha Woldridge, who's in the chat, which is why she's talking about drinking the sparkling ice drinks that I brought to our room for us to drink, and a friend of hers whose name I won't say on the internet because she is not a writer, and I don't have permission. So there you go. So a mystery friend who was wonderful. Yeah, she was a delightful person. Yeah, Trisha says hi to everybody. So, all right, so here's what we're gonna do. So every convention has like multiple facets to it, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring up a couple of the major facets, and we're gonna talk about, first of all, sort of like what was your general impression, what were kind of the high points of that facet or that category, and then what would you like to see in the future for Boskones, or what would you have done differently with regard to this piece of it, right? So let's start off with programming. General impression of programming at Boskone. You guys go, and then I'll jump in as necessary.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say first of all, the reason I went is because Kacey went last year, and she had so much fun with Trisha. And Trisha goes on the regular. Trisha Woldridge is one of these people who knows everybody because she is amazing. And you know, amazing people get amazing people in their network. And so Trisha highly recommended it. I was actually with Melissa at Superstars at the same weekend last year. But afterwards, Kacey's like, yes, you should go. Because as people may not know in this chat, I have recently returned to the land of my birth. So I'm from Massachusetts, and I am now back. And so I hadn't been to any cons here at all. And so I was delighted to go, and that stands post-con. So that's exciting because, you know, every new con is a whole new world and can go any kind of way.
Absolutely.
So I really enjoyed it. I thought the programming was super fun. I had enough time to go to other panels, but got distracted talking to awesome people I had never met. And my just threw my hoodie on myself. I am doing really well. But
you
and
didn't hit me in the face, so
we're not done yet. So
give it time.
But I got to hang out with my sisters and some really good friends, and meet some new people. And then always it would be like, oh, well, I didn't make it to this panel. I made it to all the panels I was on, to be clear. And they were super fun range. They were much more serious than I am accustomed to. I am a goofy panelist often. Like I am a nerd. I have a lot of fun. And they were just like really deep conversations for the most part. And that was so interesting. We still had fun, which was cool, but it was definitely the approach was a lot more thoughtful and in depth than I had.
Yes.
Yeah. I hesitate to use this word because it often has negative connotations, but I don't mean it that way. It felt almost academic, right? Like people really wanted to like dig into the text of what we were talking about, and I'll come back to what's on here. Trisha says the tropes one was pretty goofy, and it was like we laughed a lot. This is like a perfect illustration of what I'm trying to say. Like we laughed a lot about, you know, Marisa's panel on flipping. So it was supposed to be flipping the tropes, but the moderator was amazing, and I wish I could remember his name, but he was like, you know what, I'm going to change it up. This is flipping off the tropes. How would you flip off the tropes? And it was so funny. And so. Yeah, but even amidst all the laughter and the goofiness, we still like kind of dug into, okay, but why this trope though? Why do people love this? You know? So earlier I had, sorry, little digression here. I put this up. This is Trisha Woldridge's website, you guys. She's a she's a fantasy author, fantasy and horror author, as well as an editor. And this is her
Really
website. You
good
should check
editor.
her stuff out.
So good.
And
Oh my God, yeah.
a little hot goss just for you. Rumor has it that she's going to be running a Kickstarter later in the year for some amazing fantasy stories. So you guys should definitely, go to her website, join her mailing list so that you can get all the info on that. All right. Melissa, did you have anything to add regarding the general impression of the programming?
So I was a very last second ad. In fact, this was pretty much my Valentine's Day present for my husband. He's like, yes, go to Boston and hang out with your friends for a weekend because Dan is awesome. He's like, sure. So I was too late to get added to programming, which was fine because I got to follow these two yahoos around, which was amazing. Yeah. I would agree that a lot of the panels were more thoughtful and deep than what I've experienced at other conventions, but it was a fun change of pace too.
Yeah.
And some of the comments, some of the panelists like had some excellent points that made you think like, oh, so less shenanigany than usual, but not in a bad way. And also the flipping tropes thing was great. We also turned it into a drinking game. We had water, to be clear, and a mocha. But every time somebody said subverting the trope,
there we were.
Alcohol, we would have died.
Yeah,
for sure. High points of the programming for you, and what would you like to see in the future, or what would you do differently with regard to programming at Boskone?
I loved everything I was on. We talked about the tropes.
Me too.
We'll talk about another. Yeah, it was so much fun. All the panelists were just incredible to be on a panel with. The AI panel that I was on had like a PhD in machine learning, a PhD in cinema and media studies, and like how AI shows up in those. And then, also they're authors. And I was like, I am here just in the fiction side of things. But I did, it was super fun. It was a super good conversation. And at one point we were saying something about like, well, what about good AI versus bad AI or whatever. And I was like, allow me to introduce my book. And the moderator was like, well done. And so we got to talk about Beyond Enemies and the real life science that I used, but made it almost unrecognizable because we talked a lot about how neuroscience for neuroscience fiction is so tricky because technology moves so fast. That was one of my highlights.
Yeah, for sure. I'll say for me, one of the high points, or probably my personal high point, was that we were able to, for the first time in a couple of years, actually, certainly since the pandemic, do a Bain Roadshow, which was not without its own bumps in the road. So fun story. The amazing war monkey, Jason Cordova, who works at Bain, is also an author and editor and a really, really good dude, good friend of ours. Yeah, love to Jason. Jason, like 2 weeks ago, tried to send me a package, or he did send me a package to my house that contained, the traditional books that we give away at the Bain Roadshow and posters and all this kind of stuff. And that week was the first week that we started getting snowstorms here, Marisa. And so UPS would not deliver to my house because I guess the roads were bad or whatever. So I just got the notification, hey, we tried. Oh, no, it's going back. And I was like, well, okay. So I got in touch with Jason and we decided that that's nice. That's awesome. But to continue the story, we decided, okay, well, let's try to ship it to the hotel. So we shipped it to the hotel. And at some point in the process, a typo got introduced into the street name. Now the hotel, which we'll talk about in a minute, is on a street called Summer Street, like the season. Yeah. But one of the M's got turned into an N, and it was written as Sumner Street, which is an actual street in a different section of Boston. So they couldn't deliver it to there either. And when by the time we figured that out on like Friday and made the change, called in to the delivery company and made the change, and they're like, yeah, no problem. We'll get you a new delivery notice. Well, the next delivery time that they could do it was like Monday night, and the con was over mid-afternoon on Sunday. So we're like, well,
But thank you.
Yeah, so we just had it returned, but thankfully, Bane author James Cambius, who writes some fantastic, really fun sci-fi romps. His latest one is coming out in 2 weeks. It's called The Miranda Conspiracy.
Yes.
You should definitely check that out too. Trisha. I wonder if autocorrect AI was trying to subvert the trope. Everybody drank. About getting anywhere in Boston and failed. Yeah, probably.
Can't get there from here.
Yeah, can't get there from here. That's right. But yeah, so that was definitely a high point for me. Was not getting the box, but doing the roadshow, because, like I said, Jim Cambius was there, and he had some paperbacks that he donated to the cause. Marisa donated a copy of Beyond Enemies to the cause, and I had a couple of like my Bane paperbacks there, and some hardbacks too, actually. So we were able to have enough giveaways to do the traditional, like, here, come get a free book at the Bane Roadshow. So yeah, it was very, we were able to pull it out. But
I will say,
it was a lot of fun.
I'm going to interrupt because it's important. I think all of you should know. Kacey was like, "Oh, can you co-present this with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, totally." And then Kacey was like, "JK, I practiced, so I'm just going to rock it."
You co-presented a lot of it.
That's fine. I did some pop-in peanut gallerying, which is, to be clear, I'm the best. I'm the best little peanut gallery you ever had.
You are in fact.
But Kacey did such a great job. We got to rave.
Seriously.
We got to rave about so many books and artists, and Kacey and Tony plotted to ensure that we were really highlighting the New England and Northeast area artists and authors. And we had two of the amazing Bane authors. Like, I mean, Bane covers, you guys. Like, they're famous for a reason. And we had two of the most incredible artists in there. So I don't know if you want to talk about Bob and Marianne.
Yeah. Bob Eggleton and Marianne Plumridge, who are both New England based. Boskone is I think what they consider their home con. And they both came and showed up, and we got to listen to sort of their perspective on the process and how covers get turned into, our artwork gets turned into covers. And it was really, really cool. It was a kind of a fun twist, because one of the things that's so great about the roadshow is that we always get to like see these beautiful covers, but it was really cool to kind of get that extra dimension of it. So
and the artists, oh my God, I love this. Here's why I love this cover. It was a lot of fun.
Trisha, stop. You're so good. Trisha also.
Thank you, Trisha.
She saved us technology.
So
I got this.
100%. Yeah, we had the traditional, I say traditional, it's not traditional, but it happens occasionally. In addition to not getting our stuff, we had to, like, the slideshow froze at a certain point, and Trisha was like on it. She jumped in there, was, I'm like tap dancing and inviting people up to get books, to kind of distract, but she like had it fixed within a matter of minutes. So thank you. Yeah, these two were making jokes. It was good. It worked.
We were Waldorf and Statler. Yeah.
Waldorf and Statler.
That's where we are.
We were the grumpy old puppets.
But nice. We were
not grumpy.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that was category 1. We have so many more and so little time. So
okay, sorry.
let's move on.
Wrap it up. Okay.
One of the real quick, let's talk about a very important part of any convention, the hotel, the location, right? So we were at the Westin Boston Seaport District, which is a high-ish end, not like boutique hotel high end, but high-ish end hotel in an area of Boston that used to be all warehouses, but has been since rejuvenated with lots of money.
You might use a kidney warehouses, but not
yeah. Now it's beautiful. Like, the whole area was beautiful. We had well, let me ask you guys, what was your general impression of just hit all 3: general impression, high points, and what would you like to see in the future or would do differently if staying at this hotel for a future Boskone?
General impression, like, this is the nicest Westin I've stayed at.
So
it was gorgeous. It was well appointed. The beds were great. Like, I had zero issues with the hotel. There was a Starbucks, which I mean, obviously made me so happy. Like the highlight, like they were not only was like all of the staff were super nice and so like
kind,
helpful and kind.
Yeah.
When we had issues and needed to extend the night for reasons that we will get into, it wasn't an issue. It wasn't an issue at all.
They're so great.
Yeah. The only thing I would do different in the future is perhaps 5 ladies in one room is too many. As much fun as
I'm old now.
We were definitely on the old for this.
Yeah.
the only reason we're not all dead is because all of the ladies in our room were amazing and kind and beautiful people, right? But I thought that several times. I was like, man, if this were anybody else, like I don't know how this would go.
I made your face about the beds because I slept in an air mattress the whole time.
It was supposed to be me, and she said absolutely not.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So, but I did really enjoy being the goblin voice from the floor. Like on the floor, I was like, I too like pencils. Like just like sing.
Yeah, she was. It was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah, the hotel. I really have nothing negative to say. And
Mel.
To Trisha's point, hey Mel. Yeah, did we assign bathroom times? That might have been a good idea because honestly, that was like the most inconvenient.
We negotiated.
We did have like nighttime shower people and morning shower people, so that helped.
Yeah. And after the second day, I remember like I sat up and I was like, okay, this is my official notice of intent to shower. If you have to pee, go now. And like all 4 of you guys
everybody got out.
It was like, okay, everybody cycle through. Let's do this.
Yeah. It was pretty great.
Communication.
Yeah, that was it was very good. It was very good.
But
go
ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, so to Trisha's earlier point about the hotel being so good to us, and you guys mentioned this too. We ended up, just so everyone knows, we just had like a foot of snow, no exaggeration, dumped on us, this past weekend.
And
ice. And so we ended up on Sunday, I went and talked and asked to yes, Leah, yes.
Change approved.
Yeah, change approved. Foot of snow, 6 inches of ice. Yeah, I think that's the official count.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. So on Sunday we asked to extend to get a late checkout, and they were like, absolutely no problem. Mm-hmm. And then later that day, I came back to the same desk and I was like, hey, so can we actually not leave today? Can we leave tomorrow? And they're like, because of the weather. And I said, yeah. And they're like, we got you. Yeah, absolutely. No problem. Stay in the same room. We'll extend your reservation. They even gave us a nicer rate, a lower rate, and like meal vouchers. Yeah, it was super great.
Really
so kind.
Yeah.
So kind. So
we spent all the money.
Holy shit. 400 accidents. I'm feeling real good about our life choices.
I'm a little sad to be on the road tomorrow, but we got this. Just good vibes in the universe for us, guys. The only thing I would add about the hotel, one, the housekeeping staff is the nicest housekeeping staff I've ever interacted
so kind
in my life. Like we were like, oh, can we have an extra blanket? Oh, can we have this? Oh, can we have that? And they were just so wonderful.
Yeah. And yes, we tipped them because we are good people and we know.
Yes. And 2, it is a dog-friendly hotel. And I did not pet a single dog, and that is what I would change next year. So people go to Boskone, bring your dogs, and let me pet them. Thank you.
Seconded.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a dog-friendly hotel. We saw a couple pups. One I know was a service dog, and so we were admiring from afar. But then there was this beautiful like standard poodle, I think.
Yes, on the elevator with us. She was so close.
She wanted to be pet a little, but also she was like, the floor is moving, and I don't know.
She was like,
so
I was like, oh.
Yeah, she was very pretty, very pretty. So, okay, let's talk about hanging out and BarCon, which is, for the purposes of this discussion, we'll include anything that has to do that was like hanging out with friends or meals or anything that wasn't programming, but other time that you spent at programming or shopping or whatever.
Besides my goblin cave on the floor of the hotel room, I spent the most time in the Irish pub. And the Irish pub at the Westin, I mean, just the kiddies. Yeah, good. The Westin. The Irish pub at the Westin had genuinely good hotel. Like Not even hotel
really
food.
good.
It was genuinely good food. Again, the staff could not have been nicer and more friendly. And of course, they recognized us by like, I don't know, the second time. And then we went like 8 more times.
Yep.
So I loved that. And then I also loved on Sunday, my brother, sister-in-law, and niece came out to the con for a day trip. And it was disgusting and rainy. And they came, and we'll talk about this after, but like they enjoyed the dealer hall and the art show. And I think they caught like half a program session. And then we decided to go to a bakery and to get some fancy cookies. And we did, and the weather was so gross, but the food was so worth it. And you guys, the amount of sugar I had this weekend
is really bad.
Is
but so good.
So bad. Maybe unprecedented.
It's a lot
for my life choices.
We didn't drink any alcohol, to be
correct.
Clear. Like
we are now, but we left all of our desserts with Kacey. So what can we do?
We had to compensate with wine.
We're making up for it.
That's right. Yeah.
But oh my god. Yes, Trisha, can you pull that comment up? Because the first night we had this short rib poutine on tater tots. Yeah, that's all. That's all. Big sigh.
That's not all though.
Like, we camped in this restaurant for hours, and he was just like, "Can I get you anything? Do you need some more water?"
So
he was adorable.
Yeah,
he was adorable. Like he was like
they were all so nice.
I just wanted, he was like a little, I don't know. He was like a little doll. He was very cool.
But everyone, they were also great. And the only hangout thing I will add is we did so much homework on Friday, you guys, because we got into the con on Thursday. It didn't start until Friday afternoon.
How much homework did you do, Marisa?
I wrote about 10,000 words on Friday.
She did. 10,000 plus.
I deleted so many notes because for those of you who watch For Our Ladies, and if you don't, please do. Please come catch up. We talked last time about like surge and recovery times. Yeah. This was not a surge time, my loves. This was Trisha. Thank you. I love you guys. I had so much time to write my story, and I worked on it, and it was all outlined and bracketed, and I got really great feedback. And then my brain was like, nope. And then I was at the con, and I was like, oh yeah, work a little bit Thursday night. And then Friday morning I was like, I have to send this. And my brain was like, oh, you want a story? Why didn't you say so? 10,000 words. So, but everyone did homework. It was not just me.
That was great. We were downstairs, like in the bar area, and Marisa had like her headphones in, but she would like check in occasionally, and then she was just doing an awesome job. And then, can we talk about like the teamwork aspect here? Not only did we like support Marisa with whatever she did while she was like jamming out an insane amount of words to finish an incredibly good story, because I got to read it.
It was very good.
I'm all smug, as I should be, because it's amazing.
Thanks.
Like I had to do like the dreaded back cover copy for Salvage Buddy 4. I'm like, God, I suck at this. So Casey's like, here, let me see your laptop. Here is this awesomely beautiful thing to like as a jump off point. And
it was just a framework basically. It
was huge. And then Marisa, when she was done with her story on Saturday, and Trisha put on their editor hats, and they helped me smooth it out. So I had that done, and then like we got like lots of little stuff done. Trisha was editing, Kacey was working on some stuff, I was working on some random like just small taskers, and it was that power of like friendship and co-working was so great.
And being able to read a sentence out loud that you know isn't quite doing what you need it to do, and having like Trisha the word witch come in and be like, oh well, you should do this because this, and you're like, motherfucker, that's way better than I would come up with. Put 20 minutes in. Or you're fine. Being like, I can make this paragraph like 8,000 times better, or like whatever. It was amazing. I want this all the time.
It was. Kacey finished up a short story with Nick Severson.
It's in my inbox.
And it's in my inbox.
Yes. Everyone be jealous of
my homework for tomorrow. Kacey read my Griffins short story that's going to be up on the Bain website and has lovely feedback that's waiting for me for tomorrow. I'm very excited. So we didn't just go to the con. We actually got work done.
Yeah. Trisha launched her Kickstarter, like Get Ready page, not the Kickstarter, but the website. Like, again, go to her website, get on that newsletter list so you can find out like ASAP about that cool newsletter.
We didn't just do work though when we were hanging out. Like we also got to talk with a whole bunch like y'all. Trisha is like a celebrity at this con.
She is. Everybody.
Like, Trisha! Oh my God! And it was amazing to watch watch this happen because we're just walking behind like this is so freaking. It was amazing.
So we talk, I'm glad you brought that up because we talk a lot about how, one of the major benefits of going to cons is the networking aspect of it, right? Yeah. So I'm new to New England. I've been here a little over a year. Marisa is newly returned to New England. She's also been here a little over a year. And so getting plugged into like booksellers, you two ladies are cracking me up over there. You're like, we don't know that you're pouring more wine. I mean, come on. Just finish the damn bottle.
We did. We just did.
Hooray.
We want to interrupt you, so we're just trying to.
But anyway, like getting plugged into sort of the writer scene up here, right? Like the booksellers and the librarians and the conventions and the convention staff and the events and stuff. Like it was upside down. That was like that. Having Trisha Wooltridge in our corner on this one was like, I was just like, oh god damn, okay, all right, yeah, I'm her friend. She likes me. You should like me too. Yeah.
Really?
She was like, you know how at Dragon Con when like someone in an amazing costume like hits the floor and like people just congregate and then it takes them like 3 hours to cross the Hyatt lobby. That's kind of how it was with Trisha. And she was just wearing her normal con clothes.
Which are gorgeous, to be clear.
So, beautiful, but not like a specific costume is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I was thinking like we should try to hijack Trisha to join this like last minute situation. And then I was like, no, because she won't let us talk about her like this. So
yeah. I had almost that exact same thought process, and I was like, oh no. We're just gonna talk about her behind her back in front of her face.
In front of her face. Like,
no, I didn't.
Live. That's right. You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. Also, why is she like this? Her comment here about like not gonna lie, everything I got to overhear was fucking awesome.
Oh. Yeah.
I love you so much.
No, she's great. She's super great. So, all right. Sorry, we kind of got distracted talking about how amazing Trisha was. So as far as like hanging out and BarCon, is there anything you'd do differently or anything you'd like to see next year?
Yeah, I didn't hang out at BarCon this year, and that's usually my jam. And it's not because I didn't want to spend more time with people. I did, but one, after my, I don't know if you heard 10,000 word day, my brain was like, I have left the building. Good luck. Via Contios.
We were making decisions for her. Like, should I do this? We're like, that one.
This one. Yeah. I literally said, my loves, please make all decisions for me. And they did. And I didn't die. So they did better.
We did great.
But you ate way too much sugar. So sorry about that.
I also can't be told what to do. So it turns out it was a first game, you guys. But so yeah, I did not hang out at BarCon. But we got to, thankfully, we had a couple of great meals scheduled with people that we love very much, like the fabulous Ben Yallo and friend who I don't, again, know if we can just shout out on the internet, but we love her.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, but we love her too. And so if she's watching this, we love you. And we just had lovely conversations and time. And somehow still I did not go to bed till like 1 a.m.
Oh yeah.
Every night.
We were on the phone with my husband, like updating him on all the gossip. And he's like, so guys didn't sleep, stayed up till 1-ish. We're like,
I mean, sometimes it was still a 12 at the beginning.
Ish. Like, yeah. But we were hanging out in our room because that anytime after 11, we're like, oh, we're done.
Done. Yeah.
We're so done.
Yeah. I think I would like to actually hit the bar a little bit next year. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, like I absolutely loved hanging out in our room and hanging out with our like, smaller group. But yeah, I think definitely.
Trisha's point was good. Sorry, we did have some fun. There was one night we stayed and we hung out, but not at the bar, like to a side room. And we did some super fun tarot.
Yep, it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
But not in the bar itself this time. It was very loud.
Right. The dealer room and the art show. Oh my God. General impression, high points. What would you like to see in the future, or what would you do differently? Besides bring more money.
It was really dangerous. Like, oh my God, I got a new necklace that is just gorgeous because Kelly
Hibernacula. Yeah.
oh my God, like I am a convert, like super amazing
Trish,
stuff, but basically dangerous.
Yeah, Trish, if you've got their website, can you put it in the chat? I don't have it, but yeah, I also bought a necklace from Kelly and it's beautiful. So
it's my 5th piece that I bought from her.
Super talented, super friendly.
Yeah.
And we had a blast hanging out with them.
I want to see them all the time, every con ever, that everyone should buy things from Hibernacula.
And as always, we enable each other in an art show. Fortunately, this time, this woman was super strong. I am so proud of her. She didn't buy anything new, whereas I got 2 new prints.
Yeah.
And I'm not sad because I got the print, not the actual expensive one.
The art show was
right, not the original.
I was running around with my mouth hanging open like a complete idiot, as I usually do at art shows, to be fair.
Always.
But I did not expect the dealer hall and the art show to be quite this robust. I don't think I realized. I definitely did not do my due diligence in seeing the deep history of Boskone. And I did not understand, like there were some vendors who have been going there for 50 years and were incredible. Like it was
seasonings.
I mean, I bought seasoning. It's amazing. I cooked with some of it tonight.
It was really good.
I made a roast.
It was really good.
Yum.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't come out for it.
Come back tomorrow. Anyway,
I won't be here tomorrow, but you should be.
Somebody should. I shouldn't be left to my own devices.
No.
Anyway, I mean, as we know, the art show was incredible. Like I was just, like I said, one kind of ping ponging around looking at everything. It was amazing. It was so gorgeous. Teresa Mather was the guest of honor. I have 2 to 4 of her pieces, unclear because they live in storage now, unfortunately, but I won those at, I think, a FenCon and a LibertyCon over the years. And so I was there this time and I was like, no, other people deserve a chance. And also, yes, yeah, it was her. Yeah. And to be fair, my husband will eventually disown me if all I do is buy art. So, but the dealer hall was incredible. Such a good, so many great booksellers. So many good stuff.
Friendly.
Everyone was so nice. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So yes, I agree with all of that. I had the privilege of walking through the art show with Ben Yallo. So as we would go and look at the panels with, the artists, not like con panels, but like the literal wooden panels that hung the artist's art on it. He would tell me, like, these are people he knows, and he would tell me about them. And there was this one piece, and for the life of me, I cannot remember the artist's name, and I regret that and probably will to my dying day. But there was this one piece that, like, I just like stopped and stared at because I was like, Ben, this is the mood and the vibe of everything I want to write ever, because it had like it was like a road in a forest with like these dark and twisty vines encroaching upon the road. But in this foreground, there was this like puddle of light shining through a hole in the forest. And it was like that, like, that's the vibe that I go for, right? Like the world is dark and twisty and things are hard. But there's always hope. There's always, there's always connection. There's always light if you know where to fight, if you know where to look. Yeah. So anyway, it was just like I had a moment, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's good art, right? Yeah. No, it was great. It was great art. And in addition to that, like, so Trisha and I together, so Trisha and I both were involved with a group called Broad Universe, where they get a table every year and you can sell some of your books there. And while you're gone doing other programming, like other members of the organization will be there, and they have what they need to be able to also sell your books. It's actually kind of a cool like setup, I guess. So I brought way too many of my books because I didn't read the instructions properly. but I put out my the Ashes of Entensia novels, at least. And I sold all but one of the Queen's Fixer. Trish sold all but one of her short story collection, short story and poetry collection. She sold out of one of her coloring books. So yeah, we were doing a brisk business in the dealer room. And at Boskone. There was a lot of books. Amazing. Yeah. And what as much as I enjoyed working with the Broads from Broad Universe this year, I think next year what I would do differently is I think I might look into actually getting a table, by myself or with my wonderful friends who, live nearby and also write books.
Yeah.
Maybe are on the internet with me right now.
Maybe. Weird. Yeah.
Yeah. simply because I would love to be able to feature more than 4 of my titles, you know. And I think the dealer tables are pretty inexpensive from what I remember. So, but I think there's a big opportunity there, right, to like actually make some money at a con where people want to buy books, which is which is that, you know, I mean, that's not, I've said that too. You know, that's the reason why, like, originally Chris Kennedy was going to go this year until you know, he had some life events that he had to deal with, namely getting audited. You know, no big deal.
Next year.
So I will continue to encourage Chris and like John Hartness of Falstaff Books and others to you know, to consider Boskone for that reason. Mel wants to know, did anyone ask you about your new stuff coming soon?
You sure did. How interesting.
You know, I did have someone ask me about, like, you know, are any of my things in audio? Am I doing any audio? And you know, I was able to say, you know, I do have something coming out soon. I'm working with this fantastic narrator named Anna Delphine, who is
amazing
and producing. You guys, her voice is so good. It's like
she was like a theater kid or something.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah, exactly. So, you know, she absolutely manages to capture the spirit of my, like, you know, very hardcore kind of badass female main character, but also like her nephew. Anyway, it was great. So I was able to say yes. I am working on that. Look for that coming soon, hopefully in March. So, you know, some of that stuff. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. We also got to talk about Mage Light at the Maine Roadshow.
Yeah, we did.
We may or may not have made her cry. Just a little bit. Just a little. Yeah. Melissa and I got to talk about Mage Light because we have read it and we love it, and we got to tell the audience about it. And
she was great. She's like, do not make the mistake of having your best friends talk about your book. And then she's like, looked at me and she's like, revenge.
And then what's up
next? Yeah, because I got to talk about Rise from Ruin next.
And then I cried. It was great.
It was so great. We're really good at this, guys.
We are amazing about. That's the thing, though. Like, talking about each other's books is so much fun. And that was my highlight.
Hey, Tony,
for like the roadshow, was getting to talk about my friends' books. Like, guys, this broke me, or I am the audience for Mage Light. Like, she wrote it for me. The rest of you are welcome.
Well, I wrote it for me. The rest of you are welcome. Hey, Tony, we're glad you could make it, but I'm sorry that you're not feeling well. I hope you feel better soon, bro.
Yes,
for sure. Okay, so with all of that being said, let's talk about like some overall points, right? Who should come to Boskone? Who would enjoy Boskone? What kind of con goer?
Yes. So I will say a thing that I loved about it that I didn't say is that it had the history of a con that's going on for a long time. And like there were people there, like full-grown people who were like, I've been coming here since the second one, or I've been coming here since I was 12. And they're my age, so like 25. But you know, it's been a while. I'm 45 and I love it. And these people were incredible. So these are fans who are very passionate, have been there a long time, and are so welcoming. Like everyone was so nice. This is the first time in like 6 or 7 years that I've gone to a con where I didn't know just about everybody. Like I was not Jim Wooldridge of this con. I did not know really anyone but her. And everyone was so nice and so welcoming. So if you are looking to get back into the con scene for the first time, or you are an author who wants to sell books to an audience that really likes buying and reading books, you should go to Boskone. Like if you want to meet people that you may or may not know, well, I guess if you're meeting them, you don't, whatever. If you want to meet people who will welcome you, you want to eat good food in a gorgeous hotel, and you want to have some really cool conversations that you might not have anywhere else. And then if you're a fan, and also if you're a fan and an author and you want to, like I said, make some money, you should go.
Yeah. Trish did a really cool panel called like how to be a fan or how to be a good fan or something like that. I keep like the whole weekend I kept meaning to sit down and be like, talk to me about this panel. But we'll just have to, I don't know, maybe we'll bring her on for another episode. Yeah. I'm going to add something. She said it was fun. It was so much.
It was. I was in the audience. It was so much fun.
Oh, were you? I think I was scheduled against it.
You were on the panel. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But yes, and
Or
I feel
dinner.
like we said that a lot this weekend. In addition to what Marisa just said, I'm going to say something that might be slightly controversial. So you guys brace yourselves, okay? I think that people who would, a group of people who would probably actually really enjoy themselves at Boskone are cosplayers.
Oh, yeah.
And here's why. Okay, as of right now, there was no, to my knowledge, and I didn't see any on the program. I didn't see any like cosplay programming per se, but there were a couple of and both of the ones I saw were ladies. There were a couple of ladies wearing these beautiful costumes, and they got so much attention, right? Like so many people were like, "Oh, can I take a picture? Oh, wow, that's really beautiful." Like, yeah. And so like, yeah, Trish agrees with me, so obviously I'm right.
Obviously right.
But yeah, I think cosplayers, like, I think cosplay could be a growth industry at Boskone. Yeah. You know, you would definitely get a lot of attention. I think you would get, you know, some great photo ops because it is in that beautiful hotel. And there's a lot of like good open spaces. Open the second bottle.
No, we will not. We have to be up so early.
We have to be up at like 4.
Oh, dear.
Just don't go to bed. You guys know how to do this.
On these roads.
Excuse me, man. I have this awesome short story I need to read tomorrow on the plane, and I need to have brain cells for that.
I am 45.
I'm too old for this.
But yes, so if you're watching and you're a cosplayer, or you have, you know, raised cosplayers, for example, because that was another thing I noticed. Like last year, I didn't notice much in the way of kids there, but this year they had like kids programming, and there were quite a few youngins there, which is great, right? It bodes well for the future of the fandom, for sure. Trisha says Arisia, the science fiction fantasy convention that happens in Boston in January, does have a lot more cosplay media based fandom. So also an option, right? But like, if you're gonna prep a costume for Arisia, why not just reprise it for Boskone a month later? I'm just saying.
Come on.
Yeah.
Maybe not if you live in Memphis. Pick one.
You
know.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a blanket.
So what was your favorite moment or favorite anecdote of the con?
Oof. When the magical tarot cards told us that we were going to take over the world like Pinky in the Brain.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good moment.
Okay.
Yeah. There was a moment where, right as I was trying to decide which of the 8 things I wanted from the Hibernacula booth, I wanted to, I don't know if this is the highlight, but I've already told you so many of my highlights. Sugar and company and wonderfulness.
Sure.
So this was a highlight to be sure. So anyway, Kelly, who runs the Hibernacula booth, recommended one in particular. And they said, you know, this has a lot of like solar fire energy, and you are very lunar and moon energy heavy. And I was like, oh, that's a cool thing to say. And then all I saw the rest of con were moons, just moon
imagery, not like people mooning you.
Right.
I did not see any butts.
It's also really good moons.
Okay, I was like, whoa.
Like, nice.
I saw no butts. Yeah.
No butts.
Also, it was like after a full
not that
moon.
kind of con.
Yeah, it was beautiful. But I saw so much moon imagery. Yes.
Yeah.
It was just one of those things that just really reminded me, like, pay attention to the moment, these amazing moments that I get to have. Like, how many times do you get to have this cool weekend with your best friends, and then all these people who, then you take them home with you. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I tried to keep Kacey too.
We did try, but family.
For her own family, whatever. So anyway, but like with these incredible friends and these incredible fellow fans, like I will never stop screaming about the importance of cons. Because just finding your people and being able to spend time with them. So anyway, it was a good reminder of me to like listen to people, listen to yourself, enjoy your moments. And it was really lovely. And Kelly of Hibernacula is a ding dang genius, and you should buy all their stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Second that. And also,
except not all of it, because I need some.
Yeah,
but,
we do need some. I am a convert.
Yeah.
They're amazing. I would also echo the whole, like, you know, appreciating the moment and the joy, because how many times have I said, like, this writing author thing will stay fun, or I will light shit on fire? like appreciating the actual moment versus focusing on the whatever awfulness is going on, or like, oh my God, it's freezing rain and we have to stay here for a whole extra day and spend more. I get to stay here for a whole extra day and we get to go back to the Irish pub and we get to hang out more with the people we love. Being present and enjoying how freaking bonkers all this stuff is and how amazing.
So cool.
That was this weekend was a good reminder of that.
Yeah. I just like you guys, I had so many highlights. I already told you about doing touring the art show with Ben. Ben introducing us to Bob Eggleton, getting a chance to meet him and Marianne.
He is so cool. And his wife is somehow even cooler than he is.
They're both so cool.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely, Charlie. Like living in the moment is crucial, and gratitude too, right? Like that's really what I felt a lot this weekend was like, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for this dream life that, my husband has given me by, taking a job up here in New England where we never thought we were going to live. You know what I mean? Like we had, it wasn't even on the radar. Like we hadn't even considered it, right? It just wasn't something that had ever occurred to us. Trish, I was just going to bring this up too. Yeah. When we were sitting in the lobby on the first day doing our homework, and Ben came and sat down with us, and we had this whole conversation about short stories and what makes a powerful short story. And Ben gave Melissa more reading homework to do.
Okay, so Ben hands me this old book, and it's amazing. It's this hardbound.
It's like that.
Hugo award-winning short stories, and he's like, there was a sticky note inside, and it had Melissa on it, and I'm like, oh, not only does Ben Yellow, he doesn't just give me a book, he gives me a book with a short story highlighted. Said, Melissa, I need you to read this right now. Yes, absolutely. I would love to. Ala Magusa, he said, the author did not know this, but he wrote this for you, for me, like a short story for me. And he did say that, and I read it because these are very short. A lot of them are very short. And I do have one more story I need to read, Ben, and I will on the plane home. It is one of my tasks. So, man, I have such horrible tasks.
Our homework is amazing.
Our homework is amazing. And I read the story, and I was dying. Not only was I dying because the short story was amazing, but there were like just some great one-liners in there that I'm like, this is amazing. Like so much that we can learn from past authors. And Ben constantly gives the three of us and other lucky recipients like, here, I have this, I thought of you, and here's this story.
Yeah,
and
you need to read this.
Very fortunate.
Yeah. I have a whole like Ben Yellow TBR.
I have a shelf dedicated to Ben books.
Yeah. Speaking of Ben, one of my favorite moments, and this is just a short anecdote, but this was definitely a like, okay, check yourself moment, but in the best, like sweetest way, is we were, I don't know what day it was, but we were walking, and I was walking with one of you, it might've been Trisha, but one of my roommates and we were walking somewhere, and Ben was with us. And I said something, we were complaining about like, oh, my knee is hurting, or oh, my shoulder hurts.
It was me.
Yeah. And I was like, why are we old? This sucks.
Getting all this
20-year-old body back. And then in his gentle, like sweetheart way, just turned to me and said, it must be nice to, or how did he say it?
It must be nice to be so young.
To be so young and think, and to think that you're getting old when you're so young, or something like that. And I was just like, okay, I got you. Yeah. But then I was like, come on, man, it's not the age, it's not the years, it's the mileage. We've done a few things.
There is this, every now and then the internet gives us some beautiful memes. And this one I love a lot is like, instead of waking up and being like, oh my God, I'm not 35 anymore. Like, where have the years gone? Blah, blah, blah. Instead think, okay, what if yesterday you were 92 and now you've just woken up at your current age and you're like, oh man, I get to relive these years again. Like, so I was like, all right. And if you're 92, imagine you woke up at 112.
Yeah. Ben, yes.
Ben is a treasure. We have a big fan club for a reason, you guys.
Yes.
Right. to give credit where credit is due, Ben is on the committee at Boskone, right?
Yeah.
So he's the hotel liaison. So he's the reason why we get this beautiful location for a very reasonable rate. You know what I mean? Like,
and he worked.
Yeah.
We were very fortunate to get to spend any time with him because they kept him moving.
Busy.
Yeah.
Con staff, this is a great time though, I think, to call out con staff, con volunteers. Like, y'all work your butts off, and we don't always see it. But we always appreciate it.
100%.
Yeah. And Boskone, and I thought this last year too, Boskone is one of the smoothest running, most organized, best communicating conventions that I have gone to.
Yeah.
And you know, Sharon Lee and Steve Miller of the Liaden universe, they used to come to Boskone all the time. It was considered like their home con. And when I, you know, several years ago, when I was like, oh, should I go to Boskone? Like, what do you guys know about Boskone? And I'm moving to New England. I need a new home con. And Sharon Lee responded, this was on a Bain author Discord or whatever. And she was like, can't nobody organize like a Nest fan, which is what people who are part of NESFA are called, what we're called collectively. And I see what she means, right? Like, now I've also been to some excellently organized, other conventions. But in terms of organization and communication and like dedication of the volunteers, Boskone's right there, So it was overall just a fantastic experience in my book. What are you guys laughing at?
No, I got to stand. These stools are not that comfortable, ladies, and I am grateful to be back at 45 and not 80, whatever. But also, ow! So I stood, and I'm like, no, I look tall, and that's a lie. So I.
We can't be serious. Every situation, and please do not count on us. We'll all die.
Do not count on us.
Oh my God. I love you too so much. Yeah. That was another highlight, honestly, was just hanging out, right? Hanging out with my girls.
Always.
And as much as it was like a pain in the ass to have 5 women trying to use the bathroom all at the same time, I really enjoyed the dynamic that we had in our room. So maybe next year we can split it over 2 rooms.
We can split the adjoining rooms.
Yeah, like a
yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
adjoining, not sweet, adjoining.
Yeah, or sweet.
Or sweet.
If we get baller, by all means, we can get a suite. We will record some shenanigans from the suite.
We will. Yeah. So Boskone 2026 in or out?
I'm in.
I'll go on record as saying I'm in. If they'll have me back,
and then pending scheduling with husband and kids and day jobs, but
if they'll have me,
standard
life permitting, as always.
Right.
Yeah.
Feral sweet. Heck yeah, Trisha.
Feral sweet.
Yes.
Love it. I love it. So, well, Trisha's in. That's good to know. Yeah. I know so many people would be disappointed if you didn't show up.
Right? I mean, like, where did she go?
Yeah, honestly,
How do we have a Boskone without Trisha?
I don't believe they exist.
You guys, thank you so much for joining us. Let us know in the chat or in the comments if and if you're watching this on the replay, absolutely leave a comment and let us know if Boskone sounds like it would be your cup of tea. I really had a blast. I'm super excited for it to be my new home con. I'm so glad that Melissa and Marisa came this year. I had so much fun rooming with Trisha and secret roommate number 5. Yeah, she was such a sweetheart.
She was so great.
Yeah. So you guys got any parting shots regarding Boskone or Feral Weekend or anything else?
More Feral Weekends, please.
Yes, all the Feral Weekends.
Yeah.
Fair.
Sounds good, Tony. And let me go on record also as saying I'm so excited to see you at Dragon Con. That's
awesome. I had no idea you were going to be there.
Yeah.
Oh, Charlie.
Legit, Charlie.
Yeah, we feel you, and that's fine. Maybe make it a once a 5-year thing, and pick a time and let us know so we can pencil you in a spot in one of the feral rooms. Unless you bring Travis, then you guys can get your own room. So
it was also awesome, to be clear.
He's pretty great.
It was pretty cool.
Don't tell him you said it though.
Ducking awesome for reasons.
Ooh, heck yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Change approved. Change approved. Yes, Mel.
No, do not tempt me with a good time.
Right?
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I love.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because I know that you know Anna Delphine, and I think that just like I think that it would be good to have more cosplayers come. I think that narration actually, because I heard a lot of people, like there was a lot of buzz, like real talk. There was a lot of buzz about audiobooks.
Yeah.
So I suspect that Anna would also have a great time at Boskone. So pass that word along if you would, please.
Yeah, let her know. Let her know how much we like
Let
her.
her know.
Yeah. And yes, Charlie, I think so here's the thing. I think we should just say very quickly, because I find it adorable. Without naming any names, there was a theme amongst the weekend about how lucky some of us were in our partners. And agreed, Charlie, I think you and yours count in this group of just like, it's so nice to be with a group of people who genuinely love their partners. Yeah. It was really lovely. So, keep them, Charlie.
Yep. And Mel, yours is okay.
We know. Yeah, we like yours too, Mel, I guess.
He's all right.
We'll just keep collecting the wives.
Yes.
You belong with us.
Yeah, Trisha, back to my earlier point, Trisha had a lot of people asking about audiobooks too. So.
Partners of Awesome.
Trisha, let's do book tours. Yes. Also book tours. I love this.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
New England is a book heavy place, y'all. I mean, come sell your books. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's 9 o'clock, you guys. These two yahoos have to get up way early in the morning to go to the airport. And so Melissa, travel safely, and I love you. And tell your husband of awesome and children of awesome that we said hello. And please pet the pups of awesome. I'm just gonna start appending of awesome to everybody.
Awesome. Olive's like, oh, no, not you.
No, Olive is awesome too.
She's lovely and we love her. Yeah.
Oh, now I have the hiccups. Cool. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Trisha, for being our Boskone guide, our insider, and our key into the network, because everyone's like, oh, you know Trisha? Oh, okay, you must be cool. So you guys, thank you for coming to our Feral After Action Report. If you guys liked this format, legit, please make a comment and let me know, so that because maybe we could do this again. This is kind of in a lot of ways way easier than writing out a blog post. So we could
totally do this after every con.
Yes.
One next month.
Also, make sure that at least one of them is in my kitchen at all times. Thank you so much.
One of us. Okay. Well, okay. We'll work on that.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You guys, for Melissa and Marisa, I am Kacey Ezell, and this is My Writer Life. We'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right. Now the ceremonial hitting of 3 buttons before we leave. Ready? 1.
We'll just be here.